Hello and welcome to our channel. In today's video, we're going to delve into a topic that's become increasingly prevalent in our society. The myth of self-improvement. This concept is everywhere. In books, podcasts, seminars, and across social media platforms. And it suggests that we must always strive to become the best version of ourselves. But what if I told you that this pursuit of constant self-improvement might actually be causing more harm than good? In fact, what if the idea of always improving ourselves is a myth? Stick with me as we challenge the cultural narrative surrounding self-improvement and explore how embracing who we are, flaws and all, could be the real secret to true happiness and personal growth. The self-improvement industry has exploded in recent years. Whether it's best-selling books, life coaches, online courses, or viral Instagram influencers, the message is clear. We must continuously improve ourselves. The notion of becoming the best version of yourself has become so ingrained in our culture that it's hard to imagine a life without it. But why has this become such a dominant belief? It's important to remember that this industry is not just about personal growth. It's a business. The more we believe that something about us needs to change, the more we're likely to buy into programs, books, and products that promise to fix us. These self-help gurus often present their methods as the key to unlocking a better, more successful life. But here's the catch. The idea that we need to improve is built on the assumption that we're inherently flawed. And this can be incredibly dangerous. Let's stop for a moment and think about this. We're constantly bombarded with messages that imply that we're not good enough as we are. From childhood, we are told that to be successful, we need to be better than we are now. Smarter, faster, stronger, richer, more productive. This continuous pressure can lead to burnout and feelings of inadequacy. But is it possible that this narrative is flawed? Could it be that we are already enough, and that the need for constant improvement is the real issue? One of the core tenets of the self-improvement movement is the idea that perfection is attainable. That if we just work hard enough, we can become perfect versions of ourselves. But here's the reality. Perfection is a myth. Perfection is not a state of being. It's an unattainable ideal. The problem with the perfection myth is that it teaches us to measure our worth by the achievement of unrealistic standards. We're encouraged to constantly push ourselves toward an impossible ideal. And when we inevitably fall short, we feel like we've failed. The cycle of striving for perfection leads to chronic dissatisfaction. And here's the ironic part. The more we chase perfection, the further we seem to get from it. The very nature of striving for perfection is that it's unattainable, and so we end up exhausted, frustrated, and disillusioned. This is why so many of us feel stuck, constantly working towards an ideal that doesn't actually exist. Instead of striving for an unattainable perfect self, we should be focusing on embracing our imperfections. True happiness doesn't come from becoming perfect. It comes from accepting who we are, with all our flaws, quirks, and vulnerabilities. Embracing imperfection allows us to feel more confident in our own skin, because we no longer see our flaws as shortcomings but as part of our unique identity. Let's talk about the pressure that comes with the idea of always improving. Everywhere we look, we see messages that encourage us to do more, be more, and improve every aspect of our lives. Whether it's getting a promotion at work, improving our fitness, or cultivating a better mindset, the pressure to constantly strive can be overwhelming. Here's the problem. This pressure can often lead to burnout. The more we push ourselves, the more we risk depleting our energy and enthusiasm for life. The constant demand to do better and be better can make us feel like we're never truly achieving enough, even when we're working hard. This leaves us feeling like we're on a treadmill, running but never getting anywhere. Many of us feel the need to prove ourselves, often to external forces like society, our families, or even our social media followers. We start to measure our worth based on our accomplishments. But the truth is, we don't always have to be improving to feel worthy. We can still be enough without constantly doing. The key is learning how to balance progress with rest. True growth happens not just through striving but also through pausing and reflecting. It's about understanding that there are times when pushing forward is necessary, but there are also times when we need to step back and give ourselves space to breathe. Rest is not a sign of laziness. It's a vital part of the process. Sometimes the most profound growth happens in moments of stillness, when we allow ourselves to simply be, without the constant drive to do more. So if self-improvement isn't the answer, then what is? The truth is, self-acceptance is the key to both happiness and growth. When we stop focusing on constantly trying to change ourselves, we begin to free ourselves from the cycle of never feeling good enough. Self-acceptance is about recognizing that you are already worthy, just as you are. It doesn't mean giving up on growth, but it does mean acknowledging that you don't have to change every aspect of yourself to be valued or to lead a fulfilling life. Embracing who you are in this moment, with all your strengths and imperfections, is the foundation for long-lasting happiness and well-being. What's important to remember here is that self-acceptance doesn't negate the possibility of change. It simply means we don't have to change in order to be worthy of love, respect, or success. Self-acceptance creates the foundation upon which real growth can take place. When we feel secure in who we are more likely to make intentional, positive changes from a place of love and care rather than from a place of inadequacy. By accepting ourselves, we are giving ourselves permission to live more authentically. We don't have to wear a mask of perfection or constantly be striving to improve. We can simply exist, fully and without judgment. We've been conditioned to think that progress is linear, that if we're not constantly moving forward, we're falling behind. But the reality is that life doesn't always work this way. Growth doesn't always happen in a straight line. In fact, growth often happens in cycles. Think about it. There are times in life when we feel like we're making huge strides, and other times when we feel stuck, uncertain, or even like we're regressing. That's not a failure. It's simply part of the natural rhythm of growth. The myth of constant progress also encourages us to view moments of stillness or setback as something negative. But these pauses are actually essential. They allow us to reflect, reassess, and prepare ourselves for the next phase of growth. Just like nature has seasons of growth and dormancy, we too have periods where we need to rest before moving forward again. Instead of feeling guilty about not always being on or productive, we should embrace the ebb and flow of life. Growth is not a race. It's a journey. Sometimes, stepping back is exactly what we need to move forward with more purpose and clarity. So, what's the bottom line here? The myth of self-improvement suggests that we're constantly broken and need to fix ourselves. But that's simply not true. You are already enough. You don't need to constantly strive for perfection or constantly improve in order to be worthy of love, success, or happiness. True growth happens when we stop chasing an unattainable ideal and start embracing who we are. It happens when we accept ourselves, rest when needed, and understand that life isn't a linear path but a cyclical journey. If you're feeling overwhelmed by the pressure to improve, I encourage you to take a step back. Embrace the beauty of who you are today and recognize that you don't have to change in order to be whole. You are already enough. Thank you for watching. If this video resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up, share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more content. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.